lot of you guys are asking how to do core strength and what to do for core strength. So for one, just have them sit like this on a Bosu ball. Or not Bosu ball, sorry, exercise ball. I mean, Bosu ball would work too. They're just flat on one side, but it's still the balancing. But I have them just sit here 10 minutes a day. I don't allow them to down because down, sorry, I'm out of the camera. Down doesn't allow them to practice the balance. Down just lets them hug the ball and they don't have to try very hard. So they have to down, hey, so like this, sit. I have them maintain a sit because it is harder, it does require more. If I'm really going for back end muscle, I'll have them do a stand on it. But as far as getting abdominal muscles, this is kind of how I do it. So both my dogs know a sit pretty or beg command. Kovu's about a year into it. Colt has done it for the last 4 years. It is actually his default sit. It's actually his default behavior is to go into a bag. That's his number one trick that I do with him. So I have him beg while he's up here. And at first, there was a lot of like luring and he would reach up and he'd hold on to me a little bit, see? And that's okay in the beginning. Now he's at a point where I can do it without that. Beg, beg. You see little Kovu trying over here, but he's at this point, yes, where he can hold himself up for a period of time. And all I'm gonna do is go for longer durations, even a second at a time, every time that I practice this with him. And I only do this maybe for this actual begging and up and down begging practice. I only do it for about maybe 3 minutes at a time, and then they just sit, okay? Beg. Yes, okay? And you can see he has a really good amount of balance because I do this with him often. I have him balance on 2x4s. He balances on a lot of things. Placing is like it's his jam. It's his specialty. This dog can get up on anything. If you saw the picture, he was up on a water spigot that stuck out maybe about that far out of a building. It's probably about that far. But he jumped up there and he was able to place on it. So balance work for me is super huge, not only because it's cool, but when they do disc and they do balance, they're very body aware of how to balance for a landing. They're very aware of how to do a vault off of me. They're very good about feet awareness and balance so that they're not just launching into the air and then like, you know, being a weird cat and twisting around and landing funny. They're very able to control the muscles of their body. So for me, it's a safety thing. For Kovu with dock diving, I want him to be very aware of his stride. And when he does pull and launch off the dock, I want him to be very aware of how much muscle he has to push him off of the dock. And that is something I'm building with him is that high knee muscles or back end muscles, okay? And this stuff can help with that, okay? I'm gonna do a couple more with Colt and then I'll switch over to Kovu. As you can see, Kovu's trying. He's waving because he just learned wave, but he is trying to do a bag. And I'll show you how to do it with a dog who doesn't have it as well as Colt does, okay? Bag. Boy, Kovu. Bag, Colt. Oh, he's trying so hard. It's so cute, I can't help it. Bang. Yes, good. One more, buddy. Bang. So he's a little wobbly on that one. I'm gonna give him one more on it. Bang. I want him to end on a really strong note. Yes, good. Okay, so I'm gonna go over to Kovu. I'll move the camera a little bit for you. So he has a bag. He's not nearly as strong as Colt is, but he's determined. You'll see Colt's gonna do it over here whether I want him to or not because that's just how my dogs are. Okay, so I'm gonna lure him and I'm gonna hold him up. Bag. Good. Only a second, and I'm continuously feeding him in this bag. He probably could do it without help. Bag. Bag. Oh, so he. So let him readjust. That's how they learn to balance, by falling down a little bit. Bag, bag, bag. Oh, you're so cute. Bag, bag. Yes. So he gave it an effort. I'm gonna reward it. Good. But I want him to work on that core. So I'm gonna hold him up. In this case, I'm gonna reward him and have him hold it because duration is what does the muscle, not like quick things. So I don't want him to hurt those muscles by doing like a quick up and down all the time. I want him to go up, hold it, and then down. Just like a sit up, like you hold like a plank or a sit-up, same concept. Good, yes. Yes. Good, yes, good boy. This is also really good for confidence building too. Yes, good boy. Yes, good boy, good bag. Good boy, ready, bag? Yes, bag. Yes. Bag. And there goes Colt. You you can't see him, but he's actually standing on it in a bag. He's not even, his feet aren't even down. So I'll show you this really quick so you can see what the chaos that I deal with training 2 high drive border collies. All right, bag. But see, he's not even in a full bag. He's actually just squatting. He's like doing a squat on the ball. But he's got a lot of booty muscle going on. Good. Bag. Good. It's kind of insane, isn't it? It's a little crazy what this dog can do. But I've started this as a puppy with him. Kovu I didn't do as much work with as a puppy. Though they're the same genetics, same parents, same genetics or whatever, Kovu developed a lot slower and he's a lot smaller of a dog. He's still only 2, so he may still grow up and beef up like Colt is. That's my hopes because I like beefy dogs, but I don't know. So in my head, I think of him as a softer dog, so I went easier on him. Whereas Colt was like hard charging it balls to the wall right out the gate. Kovu was never like that. So it's partially me for being easy on him because I think he's, in my mind, he's still a puppy because you look at the 2 differences. Kovu still looks like a puppy and Colt Colt very much doesn't. So I need to really start doing more with Kovu and start developing his body and put some muscle on him and things like that. The things that I did with Colt when he was my only dog. Yeah, so that's kind of how I do some balance work. They'll sit on these balls for another about 5 minutes, just sitting and chilling. But I want to get a couple of good crunches in, we'll call them, and then they'll be good to go. But yeah, that's kind of how I do that's how I do balance ball work.